Под знаменами боевых частей проходят парадные расчеты участников специальной военной операции.
Ukrainian defense forces destroyed the Russian radio engineering plant, Strela, in the Bryansk region. The Cyber-Baroshno community reported on this. According to satellite images, the plant was completely destroyed by a fire that broke out after the strike. The plant's main production buildings and warehouses, which carried out contracts for the Russian Ministry of Defense, were destroyed. The enterprise is located 10 kilometers from the state border of Ukraine. The Strela plant worked closely with the Russian state corporation Rostec and specialized in producing radar and radio equipment, transformers, chokes, coils, interference filters, and other components. In particular, according to Russian financial reporting registers, Strela fulfilled contracts for the Ferret Dom Research Institute, development of communication and radar systems, Elektro-Pribor, development of special-purpose communication systems, and Ijevsk Electromechanical Plant Kupol, production of Tor air defense missile systems and Shahed kamikaze drones. In total, Strela has fulfilled 124 state contracts worth 172.6 million rubles. It should be noted that the enterprise had already been attacked earlier. On November 30, 2024, production facilities, a finished goods warehouse, and an administrative building were damaged due to the strike. Militarny previously reported that strike drones attacked the territory of two enterprises of the Russian defense industry in Tula. The attacked enterprises, Splav and Konstruktorsko Bureau Priborostrinia, are part of the Rostec Corporation and are engaged in producing multiple launch rocket systems and Pantsir-S air defense systems. The enterprise specializes in developing high-precision weapons for the Russian Army, Navy, and Air Force, including air defense systems, automatic artillery systems, small arms, and civilian products. In just 2 weeks, Ukraine's SBU Alpha team struck 53 tanks, 81 IFVs, 103 artillery systems and MLRS, 11 air defense units, 6 EW systems, 725 vehicles, 37 drones, 232 communication antennas, 637 infantry positions and fortifications, and destroyed 12 depots, including 11 with ammunition and 1 with fuel. They also eliminated 1,013 infantrymen. The SBU's elite Alpha team isn't just fighting on the ground, they're dominating the skies. With advanced first-person view drones, they hunt Russian armor with surgical precision. These aren't random strikes. They're coordinated assassinations of tanks, command vehicles, and fortified positions. Operating deep behind enemy lines, Alpha Team's drone pilots strike without warning, turning million-dollar machines into smoldering scrap. Silent, fast, lethal. The Alpha Team's drones are rewriting the rules of modern warfare, one explosive hit at a time. Russian assault troops, apparently not invited to the Kremlin parade, held their own march. Tomorrow, they're back to storming. Since the start of the full-scale invasion in February 2022, Russia has suffered approximately 900,000 military casualties in Ukraine, including an estimated 200,000 to 250,000 fatalities, according to the UK's Ministry of Defense. These staggering losses represent the largest for Russia since World War II. On the Pokrovsk front, Russian armor tried to push through, but the 3rd National Guard Brigade's Spartan and nearby units were ready. The tank lit up the sky in a fireball, and the crew didn't make it out. On the brutal front near Pokrovsk, the battlefield is a constant roar of artillery, drone strikes, and infantry clashes. Russian forces are throwing wave after wave of troops in an attempt to break through, but Ukrainian defenders are holding the line with fierce resistance. The terrain is shattered, villages reduced to rubble, fields scarred with craters. Every meter is a fight. This isn't just a battle for land. It's a battle of endurance, where survival depends on grit, speed, and relentless courage under fire. "We'll judge Russia by actions, not words," says State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce. Indeed, given how many times Russia has broken its word, talk is cheap. Concrete steps are what matter.
The secretary has said that we're going to judge Russia based not on their words, but on their actions. We also know we've had this tremendous deal with Ukraine for the reinvestment fund regarding not just critical minerals, but other energy sources as well, where it's not about using American taxpayer dollars, but the profits from that deal in part then go into a fund that will help Ukraine rebuild. And why that's important, Laura, is that this is now a partnership between the United States and Ukraine. It is separate from the ceasefire discussions and the war. But this really is about having now America hand in hand with Ukraine, and that is a significant national security boost for that nation. And we also know that they are going to have to rebuild. But in the meantime, we have said repeatedly that in order for us to go forward regarding the conflict, there has to be a ceasefire.
The U.S. has permitted Germany to transfer anti-aircraft weapons to the Ukrainian Defense Forces, reported the New York Times. A critical part of these weapons is manufactured in the United States and cannot be transferred to third parties without U.S. government approval. Under this authorization, Germany will be able to transfer 125 GMLRS missiles for multiple launch rocket systems to Ukraine, as well as 100 missiles for Patriot anti-aircraft systems. It should be noted that with Donald Trump's arrival in office, European countries started to express concern about the possibility of supporting Ukraine. This is primarily due to the fact that most of the weapons supplied to Ukraine are designed and manufactured in the United States. In addition, Trump has made it clear that European countries should take on more responsibility for both their own security and their support for Ukraine. The importance of the U.S. government's decisions on the possibility of supporting Ukraine is also evident in Australia's attempt to transfer tanks. The country's October 2024 announcement of its commitment to transfer 49 Abrams tanks in the M1A1A IMSA modification to Ukraine is currently facing some uncertainty, since the formal permission that the U.S. government must grant before Abrams tanks can be transferred to another country has not yet been issued. Despite Trump's loud statements about stopping arms supplies to Ukraine, the Kyiv Post recently reported, citing its own sources in diplomatic circles, that the U.S. President Donald Trump administration had approved the first export of weapons to Ukraine worth $50 million as part of direct commercial sales. The supplies are to be made through the Direct Commercial Sale Program, contracts between foreign entities and U.S. companies that have obtained a license to export defense goods and services. This authorization is the first of its kind since Trump's return to the White House.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.